voice command saying, hey, I would like to apply leave after GITEX because I'm tired from GITEX and I need 2 days of rest. Good morning. Thank you for being here. It's the last day of GITEX. I've been here 5 days, so I'm a little bit losing energy, but I think it's great to be here, right? It's a wonderful experience for all of us. We're hearing a lot, we're seeing a lot, we're learning a lot. So great experience, and I'm grateful for that. So here we are today looking to talk about Agentic AI from Dynamics 365. Let's say that's the core of our conversation. And we are focused on automating the mundane, which means that agents help you automate mundane, repetitive tasks, amplify the strategic. If you look at any business, there's a lot to do. It's a little bit like GITEX. You need to find your focus and empower the human. Because if you think about it, businesses are going into Industry 5.0. It's not about automation. It's not about profits. It's about people. It's about planet. It's also about profit, right? So there's a lot to unpack. And quick introduction, I'm Anilesh. I lead the business in the region. I lead business applications. I have Pawan Poojari, who's been in the world of Dynamics ERP for a long time, now in the world of agents, and Harris, who comes from a CRM background, but again, doing a lot with emerging tech, right? They lead a lot of the transformation conversations for us. So with that, maybe we go a little bit into the content. So a little bit about us. We are a full-service cloud AI provider. And what does that mean? We do Azure, we do Dynamics, we do security, we do AI, because AI by itself is not sufficient. You need to have all the building blocks for AI. We are about 350 people across the globe. We are in the US, we are in Europe, we are in the Middle East. We've been here for the last 15 years. So we've got a rich history in UAE especially. We've served 400 customers, a lot of good experience, a lot of good case studies, and we're doing a lot of work with AI as well at the moment. And we're Azure Expert MSP in a circle. These are very important credentials in Microsoft. It's the top tier of the Microsoft Partner Network, right? So just for context. So that's a little bit about us. Maybe we go to the next slide. And what do we see, right? We see that every leader wants to implement AI to improve their productivity. And 80% or more, or a big majority of the leaders already are in the journey of thinking about using agents. But if you look at this picture in the middle from McKinsey, you can see that 1% has mature usage of agents. Over 50% of the companies are either developing or expanding on agents. So everybody is in a learning curve. Everybody is in the journey of adopting agents. And that's what we're trying to help you with, right? So that's a little bit. And there is the notion of the frontier firm. So a little bit of a story. I met a company 2 weeks ago. It's a 2,000 employee manufacturing company. And the leader of the company, the owner of the company, 100% owner of the company, said that I want to build an AI first firm. I don't want people in my factory. I don't want people in my finance. I don't want people in my HR. I only want people in my customer service and in customer facing roles. So for me, that is really a frontier firm, right? A company that uses AI to really redesign their workflows, redesign the way they think about the organization structure, and leads with AI in the very beginning. So that's the notion of the frontier firm, and that's what Microsoft, along with partners like ourselves, are trying to deliver for organizations. Whether you're a startup, whether you're from a different industry, you need to get onto this journey. So what really are agents? Some of you may know this, some of you may be new to it. So agents are simply intelligent assistants that use generative AI to simplify a business process, right? So imagine that you've always had workflows in your business. They're linear, it's digitalized, but it has the human in it. With agents, they can think, they can prepare, they can plan, they can learn, and they can help you take a decision. So they really take the human out of the loop, and the human goes a little bit above agentic technology to shape decision making. So then you have task-oriented agents. Task-oriented agents are effectively agents that take over a simple, repetitive task. Imagine, for example, you're applying for leave in your company. Today you do it over email, or there's a workflow in your application. With a task-oriented agent, you could voice respond or create a voice command saying, hey, I would like to apply leave after GITEX because I'm tired from GITEX and I need 2 days of rest. And the agent goes and looks at it and comes back with an approval, right? And autonomous agents are actually squads of agents. So multi-agent systems where agents can talk to each other and there's an orchestration by an agent. For me, the best example is again in a HR context. So think about recruitment. When you recruit, you have a number of candidates, lots of CVs, lots of data, maybe LinkedIn. So you need an agent to identify which candidates fit a job description. Then you potentially need an agent to rank and score candidates. You probably need a third agent to coordinate and orchestrate and schedule interviews, for example. And you need a manager agent to really manage this whole process, right? So this is an autonomous agent scenario where imagine that you have a job description and an agent comes back saying that this is at least a short list of candidates or this is your preferred candidate. So really taking the human out of the loop. So this is a good example. So maybe we go to the next slide. And Copilot, you probably in a Microsoft context, you're hearing a lot about Copilot. So Copilot is really the orchestrator of these agents. It's almost an interface to talk to the backend OpenAI or generative LLM at the backend and manage the whole process with a high degree of governance. So that's what Copilot really helps you with. And we will show you some use cases with Copilot. And this is the use case that we're going to use. This is a B2B company's process. This is what almost every B2B company does. They do go to market, they create leads, they send out quotations because it's business to business. They potentially win a number of those orders. They process those orders. They probably procure against those orders. They deliver, they invoice, and they service their customers, right? So for anybody in a B2B business, this is the normal process. But what you see is that you can embed an agent in almost every element of the process. And this is what we'll try to demonstrate today, right? So let me get you guys into that demonstration. So with that, maybe let me hand it over to Harris to take over the actual demo.
So as Cristiano Ronaldo, I just asked this question to gather more information about the services of this company. So the agent is just, searching for all the informations which is available, which is fed to the agent. So based on the question, it will orchestrate and then find the appropriate answers and bring those informations into the screen. So it says that, yes, these are the various kind of packages. We have various kind of services or packages which have, and it is bringing more additional information to explain that in more detail. So that is what that agent is doing currently. So you can decide like what should be the knowledge you want to give to the agent accordingly to bring it up. So you can see here against each product, it is bringing the informations, the explanation about that services, the pricing about that services, all these informations, it is bringing it up. So I said, I would like to have a quotation from you. So then, agent will check the business policies and everything, which is defined by the respective organization, and then start acting accordingly. So it start engaging. So it says that, sure, I can register your request. So at this stage, it start asking more information about me. So it's like a lead nurturing. So I give the first name. So it start asking more information. So I'm giving that one by one. So I'm giving this kind of information one by one. Then it is asking me, yes, I have already given you these details of the services. Which one you would like to, proceed with? So I choose a service. And then it will start, processing my request. So in parallel, the agent is also working on preparing those, the data inside the application, which you can see in the left pane. So this is a Microsoft Dynamics 365 sales module, and it will be, creating those requests here. Finally, it's, given you all the information and all the details are provided. So accordingly, the agent create those informations here and process that request. So if you open, like, let's say you'll be, processing those leads, qualifying those leads, and then creating the code and sending this code to the customer that is to the customer program. So that's a quick overview of this agent, which you have seen here. So just to summarize it, so we have seen here the Copilot agent engaging Cristiano Ronaldo and gather the information, the product, the requirement, and provided the company details about the services, clarify all the points, and given a quotation. So up to this we have seen, but it got other capabilities like, let's say, processing the order, coordinating with the delivery team to ensure that the project is delivered, doing the invoicing automatically and collecting the payments and reconciling all the, back office related processes. So that's a quick overview of Copilot agent capabilities. There are a few more, so my colleague Pawan will be, taking you through that.
Thank you, Harris. Thank you, Anilesh. I think we are short of time. I was planning to show some demo on the ERP side, but probably I'll just quickly. This is the ERP, which is finance and operation. So there are three agents which I would like to show today. One is uh, the collection agent. So basically, the collection team spends a lot of time following up on payments, updating the system on customer responses, etc. So with 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 the ERP, the Copilot agent is embedded within the ERP itself. So if I go to the collection coordinator workspace, this is where in a snapshot you'll be able to see who are all my customers with the highest balances. It also does the risk scoring for your customers. So if I go to one of the customer, the co-pilot summarizes this customer detail. It gives age balances on the same screen. So it gives me insight about the customer, how likely the customer would pay. Right. So this helps the collection coordinator to even send a direct email to the customer to follow up and send a reminder. Secondly, there's another agent called accounts reconciliation. So we all know that the finance team spends a lot of time during the month-end closing, reconciling between ledger to sub-ledger. So this entire process is automated through the Copilot agent, where at the month-end, just before the month-end, you run a process, system automatically matches the ledger to sub-ledger, and it gives you the information in the dashboard along with what are the exceptions and how these exceptions can be corrected. So either you can reverse it or you can accept it without the change.
So yeah, I think the way you can engage with your business is that we use an AI scan. An AI scan looks at your different stakeholders, different functions. We equip you that we understand its challenges and use cases. You could then do a value matrix, which looks at complexity, what's the quickest way to find value in your business, and then we target the simplest ones. And then we build an AI roadmap for your business. We use MIT's literary model. So we have a framework behind it. And we obviously use AI in delivering this workshop as well. So any of you interested, please stop by our group. We are here, talk to us. And we can find next steps in how we can help you in your journey. With that, I see the 10 seconds left. I want to say thank you and grateful for the time that you've given us the attention. Enjoy the rest of your day, Thanks, and have a great week as well. Thank you so much.